Welcome to the Curious Head channel. Here you will find a variety of interesting facts and amazing stories on a variety of topics, from science and technology to mythology and art. Subscribe now so you don't miss any updates. One of the characteristics of the era of monarchies is subservience to kings and queens, assisted in all kinds of tasks, from changing clothes to taking a bath. It was in this context that one of the most controversial professions of all time was born: groom of the stool. This person was in charge of accompanying a monarch at all times with his mobile toilet and taking care of his physiological needs closely. And, to make matters worse, he has to go through the feces and check the urine to report on the quality of the royal intestines. The work was popularized from the 15th century, during the reign of the Tudor Dynasty, and anyone who believes that the person entrusted with occupying the position was unhappy. In fact, people would die to work as a king's toilet attendant. At court, this was considered the position that every aristocrat in England dreamed of filling, mainly because of the benefits. In addition to creating a bond and having free access to the king, these assistants were presented with second-hand clothes and had control over the palace's domestic finances. No one thought it was a bad job, quite the contrary. The position accompanied the opportunity to become one of the great confidants of the monarchs, as they were involved in the most intimate moments possible. Exactly why it wasn't just anyone who was up to the task. The notorious King Henry VIII, for example, chose his assistants based more on proximity than anything else, opting for close friends of his or important members of his peer group. Hugh Dennis was one of them. Married to a girl from an influential aristocratic family, he became one of the oldest members of the king's entourage. For a long time, he carried England's most famous and expensive mobile toilet. Henry VIII's mobile bathroom was made of wood, covered in black velvet, fringed with silk, with 2 pewter basins and 4 yards of russet cloth. The profession was so powerful that it was the envy of the court. Writer Tracy Borman mentions in her book The Private Lives of the Tudors, 2016, that a duke even got angry with the king and said that he would give his fees, offices, and rewards to these assistants instead of nobles. By the time the Tudor Dynasty ascended to the throne of England, the charge of the royal toilet had gained so much influence that some say the English Civil War was fought as much on the battlefield as in the royal toilets. It was at that time, in fact, that the profession began to be more associated with taking care of the royal wardrobe than intimate hygiene. This is believed to have been the origin of the position of royal advisor. In addition to political prestige, the position also acquired a spiritual character, since the monarch was chosen by God. Therefore, helping with his tasks was almost like taking care of a deity. For many centuries, there were few people a monarch trusted more than the one who wiped his ass, and that closeness had its downside. Some in charge of the royal bathroom were executed with their monarchs for being too close. This was the case of Henry Norris, for example, a political ally of Anne Boleyn, who ended up dead like the Queen. The society of the time, and even history, called it the bones of the trade. I hope you learned a lot of interesting things and discovered new curious facts that piqued your curiosity. I would like to ask you to leave in the comments which subjects you like the most and which curiosities have not yet been addressed, but which you would like to see in the future. Thanks again for following us this far, and until next time.